Can y'all hear me okay at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Judge Christy Ruppe. You're all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there's probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you've committed the crime in which you've been arrested for. As you appear before me this morning, you are considered not guilty of what you've been charged with, and that status will remain with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by the State Attorney's Office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you were arrested on a warrant or a new charge. Either way, you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. I will also determine this morning whether you would like to hire a private attorney to represent yourself or whether you would like the assistance from the Public Defender's Office. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, I will appoint the Public Defender's Office for you this morning. You are entitled to make a phone call to let friends, family, or colleagues or counsel know where you are. If you haven't had the opportunity to make that phone call this morning, please let me know. I'll make sure you get that phone call today. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. So anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be held against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear from testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, go ahead and put your hand down. Juan Carlos, were you able to read already in Spanish? Okay, and who was the name of Okay, you now.
Silvia Medrano.
Please come forward to the podium.
Por favor, acérquese al podio.
Can you please inform her that she's been charged with a battery on someone over the age of 65?
Señora, usted se le acusa de agresión física contra una persona mayor de 65 años de edad.
I did find probable cause for her arrest.
Y si halló motivo fundado para su detención.
And if you could ask her if she would like me to appoint the Public Defender's Office.
¿A usted le gustaría que le asignaran un defensor público?
Que me platicaran. Que me platicaran.
¿Perdone, señora? No la escuché.
The interpreter can't hear her. Can we get her close to the mic?
Que me platicaran.
I'd like for someone to talk to me.
Okay. Does she want me to appoint an attorney for her?
Pero quiere que la jueza le asigne un abogado.
Sí, porque yo no sé de qué me acusan.
Yes, because I don't know.
No sé por qué estoy acá.
I don't know what I'm being accused of. I don't know why I'm here.
Okay. State, does she retire right now? No, ma'am. Okay.
¿Fiscalía ya tiene algún antecedente? No, señora.
Can you confirm her address on Dyla Way in Spring Hill? D-Y-L-A. Dyla?
Okay. Señora, ¿usted vive en Dyla Way? ¿En Dyla Way?
Sí.
Yes.
How long she lived there?
Yo vivo ahí.
I live there. ¿Hace cuánto tiempo?
Ajá.
Did she answer?
No, Your Honor. ¿Hace cuánto tiempo, señora?
Oh. Desde el 2005.
Sí.
De julio del 2005.
Since 2005, July of 2005.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and set her bond at $500.
Le voy a fijar fianza de $500.
I need to hold her until 4 o'clock.
Pero la tengo que detener en la cárcel hasta las 4 de la tarde.
In case Manuel Espinoza wants to file an injunction.
En caso de que Manuel Espinosa quiera presentar una orden de protección contra usted.
And I need to order that she have no contact with Manuel Espinoza.
Y voy a ordenar que usted no tenga ningún contacto ni comunicación con Manuel Espinosa.
And she can speak to her public defender about her defense.
Y usted puede platicar con su defensor público, con su abogado público, para poder cambiar eso en un futuro.
Someone will be out to see her shortly or get in touch with her.
Y alguien ya sea se va a comunicar con usted prontamente o la van a ir a ver a la cárcel.
What's the court date? Is that May 1st?
La próxima.
May 7th. We'll see her back to court on May 7th.
Y la próxima fecha ante el tribunal aquí la veremos el 7 de mayo.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Melissa Elliott. Miss Elliott, what's your date of birth?
8/25/87.
Okay, you are here today for 2 grand thefts. The bonds are $2,000 on each case. I did find probable cause for your arrest, and they're based on a warrant signed by Judge Scaglione back on February 15th. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender's office on each case. State that she prior record.
Yes, ma'am. She's been on probation and has violated probation out of Pasco County. She also has failure to appear out of Pasco 2009, another one in 2009, another one in 2010. She's been convicted of dealing in stolen property in Pasco 2010, probation violation out of Pasco 2010, a 2012 Pasco felony petty theft guilty, and a probation violation 2013.
Okay. Ms. Elliott, I have an address for you in Brooksville, but I don't have a street address. Do you have a street address?
No, I don't reside in Brooksville. I reside in Pasco County.
Okay, do you have a street address?
Yeah, 7103 Lofty Drive.
How do you spell the name of the street?
Lofty.
In Port Richey? Okay.
Yeah,
How long have you lived there?
like 6 years.
Okay. Do you have a job?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set the bond up each at $4,000. I'm going to see you back on May 7th at 8:30 in the morning, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Regina Maria Mara Farley. Can I have your date of birth, ma'am?
1/8/81.
Okay. You are here this morning for a battery charge. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State this your prior record.
Yes, ma'am. Starting in 2000 in Hernando County, there was a battery withhold. Tampa, 2000, withhold on a fray. 2011, Hernando battery, pretrial diversion. 2012, aggravated assault, deadly weapon. That was dropped, but the resisting with it was a conviction. Hernando's domestic assault arrest in 2014, that was dropped.
Ma'am, I have an address for you on Fentress Court in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
3 years.
Do you have a job?
No.
Okay.
I'm on disability because I have a bad heart.
Okay. Well, go ahead and keep your bond at $500. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Crystal Johnson, okay? Do not call, do not write, do not email, do not have any contact with her whatsoever. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll see you back to court on May 2nd at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Carol Huggins.
Records 20 days.
Thanks. How many seconds can I have your date of birth?
5/18/66.
Alrighty. You are here this morning because you failed to appear for a petty theft on February 28th in front of me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I'm asking if you could please reduce my bond back down to the ROR. I know that I didn't appear. I didn't have a ride. I do have extenuating circumstances. I have some animals at home I need to get home to. I will not do that again. I've never been in trouble before, and I didn't have a ride. I was scared, and it won't happen again.
What is her prior record?
The original recommendation, had she been out of custody, would be PTI. At this point, because she FTA'd, it would be probation.
Okay.
So I can make a probation offer if that's something you want me to say out loud.
All right. And is there restitution in that case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And usually that's just community service in the shoplifter's course? Is that?
Yes, ma'am. I would reduce the amount of community service that she now has with today, served at least 3 or 4 days in jail, so I'd reduce the community service down, but it would be the shopping course costs in 6 months supervision.
Okay. What are we reducing the community service to? 25?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Ms. Huggins, if you wanted to take care of your case today, the state would offer you a probationary disposition, which means you'd have to report to probation. Is today Friday? Yes, today's Friday. So
Today's Friday, Monday.
Monday by.
No later than 3 o'clock.
Okay, you'd have to report to probation by Monday at 3 o'clock. You'd be placed on 6 months probation. You'd have to pay fines and court costs of $620. You would also have to do 25 hours of community service and do the shoplifting course. Is that something you want to go ahead and take care of today?
If I don't do that, will I have to stay here, or can you ROR
No,
me
you
to where I
can
can...
bond it. I'm not going to ROR you. I'm going to keep the bond the same, and I'll have you come back to court on May 2nd.
Okay, so if I accept that, I can leave?
If you accept that, then if there's nothing else holding you in, you'll be released from custody today, but you have to report to probation on Monday.
Okay, I'll accept it.
Okay. You understand by taking a plea on this case today, you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yes.
Giving up your right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your own behalf, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes.
Okay, with regard to this petty theft charge, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to give you a withhold adjudication. We're going to place you on 6 months probation. As a condition of probation, you need to do 25 hours of community service, the shoplifters course, and pay fines and court costs of $620. Was she previously appointed a PD? All right. You need to report.
My paper said they filed.
Okay. All right. You also have the public defender fee assessed against you. You need to report to probation Monday by 3 o'clock at the latest. What do you think is going to happen if you're not at probation by Monday at 3 o'clock?
I'll be arrested.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. You have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right.
And there's 0 restitution.
And there's no restitution. Truda Neptune.
If I may clarify, we're not appointed for today's purposes, correct? Or are we appointed
For Truda? For the.
for Ms. Huggins that came back on the application?
You
Well, you're
were
already
previously appointed.
You're already on this.
Ms. Neptune, can I have your date of birth?
11/13/1961.
Okay. You are here today for a violation of probation. It appears that you were placed on DUI probation back in April of 2017 with Judge Hitzman, and that you have failed to provide proof that you completed the DUI school substance abuse evaluation and the treatment. The recommendation of probation at this point is 20 days in the Hernando County Jail. It looks like you have about 4 days in. Is that something you want to go ahead and take care of today?
Judge had the statement.
Yes, ma'am. I thought I completed that.
Okay.
I did do the DUI class. I did pay everything off.
Okay. All right.
There was a
Hold on
problem.
1 second. Pause. Yes, ma'am.
Judge, it's my understanding of starting probation that you would have the affidavit. I don't have everything that she did. It's my understanding she didn't do the substance abuse treatment.
It says failed to provide proof of the DUI school, failed to provide proof of the substance abuse evaluation and any treatment.
Okay. Judge, she had a prior DUI that was reduced to a reckless driving, and this involved a child being in the car. I don't think that 20 days is an appropriate recommendation for her not doing the important part of probation, which is the substance abuse evaluation and treatment, considering the wet reckless before as well as this.
Okay. All right, Miss Neptune, what were you saying? What were you saying before? That you completed it?
But they switched my evaluation date
To May.
from April the 4th to May the 2nd.
So they didn't switch it. You canceled it.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
But
Okay.
I got my
Here's the
driving
deal.
record.
Stop. Do you want to take the 20 days jail today? If you want to do that today, I'll give you 20 days with 4 days that you have in. If you don't want to take that, that's
Yes,
fine.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Do you understand that by
Thank
admitting
you.
that you violated your probation, that you're giving up your right to have a hearing on the matter?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up your right to confront witnesses at that hearing, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove that you violated your probation. You want to give up those rights
Yes,
in order to
ma'am.
take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
With regards
Yes, ma'am.
to the violation of probation on case number 2017-643-MM, do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
I accept your admission, adjudicate you guilty, revoke and terminate your probation, send you to 20 days for Hernando County Jail, give you credit for the 4 days that you have in. I do have to let you know, ma'am, that you are still going to have to do the substance abuse evaluation, and you're still going to have to do the DUI school in order to get your driver's license back. So,
Yes, ma'am. Thank
for
you.
today's purposes, that's the thing. There's also $50 cost of prosecution.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, yes, and there's cost of prosecution. Jeremy Michael Delaje. Sorry. Mr. Kelly, what is your date of birth?
6/1/1971.
All right. You are here today for a violation of probation. It's based on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt on February 26th. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Appoint the public defender's office. We're going to keep you at no bond. We're going to see you back in front of Judge Merritt on May 1st. William Castillo. Right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Castillo, can I have your date of birth?
8/26/70.
Okay, you are here today for a stalking charge. I did not find probable cause for your arrest. Now let me explain to you what that means. That means that the state did not give me what I needed in order to find probable cause for stalking at this point. That does not mean that they're not going to go forward and prosecute you for that charge, and you do have to be back to court on May 2nd at 9 a.m. And it also does not give you a green light to yell at your neighbor whenever you want. If I were you, I wouldn't have any contact with your neighbor at all, but I can't order you that today. So I'm going to have you ROR, and I'm going to see you back to court on May 2nd. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, based on his history, could I please have 24 hours to contact the officer? He has a significant history, and
Well, his history is not going to affect the facts of this case. The facts of the case, he yelled at his neighbor twice. I mean, it's not...
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, if you have it, then you can present it. You might want to amend that for the prosecution of the case, but for right now, it's just not there. So. Okay, Mr. Castillo. Trevor
So I'll be
Graver.
released today?
Yes, sir.
So I'll be released today?
Yes, sir. But you know what? Stop it with your neighbor. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, I would tell you he is on probation for Judge Toner on a felony. The VOP will be coming.
Okay, looks like you're going to be charged with a violation of probation. I don't know when they're going to get that warrant over there, but there's a violation of probation warrant coming down, so I might see you again soon, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. Trevor Graver.
I think we may.
Morning, Your Honor.
Can I have your date of birth?
3/14/91.
Alright, you are here today for retail theft where the bond is $2,000, another retail theft where the bond is currently $2,000, and then a violation of probation where there's no bond. I did find probable cause for your arrest on each of these. Did you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The public defender's office on each case. We're going to keep the bonds on the retail theft at $2,000 each, and on the violation of probation, no bond. We're going to see you back to court on all of these cases on May 1st at 9 a.m.
Is the two misdemeanors on the same date as the felony VOPs?
It looks
Yes.
like... Is it the second? Oh, okay.
So 5-2 on the misdemeanors, 5-1 on the felony?
Is that right? Can we check it? Because I thought...
5-1 would be there for the felony, and 5-2 is misdemeanor.
Okay. So we'll see you back to court on May 1st and May 2nd.
Thank you.
All right. Brian Kearney. Can I have your date of birth?
1/19/88.
All right. You're here today for a domestic battery. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender, prior reference.
Yes, ma'am. 2005, arrest for battery. 2008, offense involving a child and a battery, second or subsequent offense adjudication withheld. Those are the only things.
Okay. All right, sir, I have an address here in Delaware Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, I still live there.
Okay. How long have you lived there?
Almost 16 years.
All right, do you have a job?
I was laid off. I'm back on disability.
All right. All right, I'm going to set your bond at $500, and I'm going to order that you have no contact with Devel Say, who I know is also there in custody this morning, to have any contact with him, okay? We're going to see you back to court on May 9th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
William Keener,
Good morning.
happy date of birth.
4/23/1990.
And you are here today for defrauding a pawnbroker. The bond is currently $5,000. Dealing in stolen property, the bond is currently $5,000. And grand theft, the bond is currently $5,000. I did find probable cause for each of these. Did you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
I couldn't hear you, ma'am.
Do you want the public defender's office?
Yes, ma'am.
State, prior record?
Yes, ma'am. In 2011, Hernando, forgery of a check conviction, probation violation for that in 2012, a larceny, a defrauding a pawnbroker, adjudication of guilt, dealing with stolen property, adjudication of guilt, 2015 violation of probation, organized fraud conviction, Hernando 2015, probation violation on that, a failure to appear in Hernando 2015.
Okay. Sir, I have an address for Cambridge Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
About a year.
Do you have a job?
No, ma'am. I'm on unemployment.
For the dealing in stolen property, we keep the bond at $5,000. For the defrauding a pawnbroker, we'll keep the bond at $5,000. See you back to court on May 7th at 8:30. For the grand theft, the bond at $5,000. See you back to court on May 7th at 8:30.
Thank you.
Robert Mellon. Can I have your date of birth?
6/9/81.
All right. You were here this morning for a violation of probation. It's based on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt on February 8th. So I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm going to keep you held no bond, and we're going to see you back to court on May 1st at 9 a.m., okay?
Thank you.
William Ness. Can I have your date of birth?
10/21/87.
You are here this morning for possession of controlled substance, possession of a place or structure for the purposes of selling, manufacturing, and delivering controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia. You have another case for the same charges: possession or sale of controlled substance, possession of a place or a structure for the purpose of the sale, possession of drug paraphernalia. Another case with the same exact charges: possession of or sale of controlled substance, possession of a place or structure for the purpose of the sale, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And the last case is the trafficking case. Trafficking, possession of hashish, possession of alprazolam, possession of MDMA, possession of a structure for trafficking, marijuana, possession of paraphernalia. All right. These are based on warrants signed by Judge Hitzman on April 4th. I did find probable cause for your arrest on each of these. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office, or are you going to hire a private attorney?
I'm going to try to hire a private attorney.
Do you know who you're going to hire?
Not a name offhand.
Okay. So I will hire. Okay, state prior record.
Not a significant one, Judge. Apparently is a 2012 felony marijuana charge out of Pasco County. It appears that the defendant successfully completed a pretrial diversion program. There was, in 2014, a violation of probation, looks to be misdemeanor probation, but that's it. Apparently, there were a couple. The search warrant arose out of a couple buys into the defendant, which my understanding is that's where 732 and 733 came from, and then obviously the trafficking, possession actually Preslem. That's what they got in the search warrant. Apparently there were some vape pens and things like that as well. So we would ask that the bond remain as requested, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Neff, I have an address for you on Sugarfoot Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
Approximately 15 years.
Okay. Do you have a job?
I get disability for a spinal condition.
Okay. Let's start. All right. For the first case with the possession, place of structure, and the paraphernalia, I'm going to keep the bond sustained 5,000, 5,000, 1,000. Okay, get your court date here of May 7th at 8:30 in the morning. It'll be in front of Judge Toner. All of your cases will be set for May 7th at 8:30 in the morning, okay? The next case is for the possession of sale controlled substance, for possession of a place or structure, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The bonds are 551. I'm going to keep those at 5,000, 5,000, 1,000. And the third case with the exact same charges, I'm going to keep those at 5,000, 5,000, and 1,000. And then the last case, we have the trafficking. Bond is currently $50,000. I'm going to keep that at $50,000. Count 2, $5,000. Count 3, $2,000. Count 4, $2,000. Count 5, $10,000. Count 6, $1,000. See you back to court on May 7th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I just excused.
Thomas Camilio.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. You are here. What is your date of birth?
12792.
Okay, you were here today for an assault charge. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
Yes.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. State, is there a prior record?
There's an arrest for domestic battery in 2015, but no other history.
So it was dismissed?
Yes, ma'am. And a fair to appear 2017 out of Fernando.
Okay. All right, sir, I have an address for you on Manchester Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Correct.
How long have you lived there?
About a year?
Do you have a job?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
Home Depot.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Sherry Heyman. Do not have any contact with her whatsoever, okay?
Okay.
And then we're going to
Thank
see
you,
you
Your
back to court on May 2nd at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
Glenn Primavera.
Morning.
Have your date of birth?
4372.
Okay, you were here this morning for driving a suspended driver's license. The bond is currently $1,000. Fleeing to elude, the bond is $2,000. Reckless driving, the bond is $500. And resisting an officer without violence, the bond is $1,000. Possession of controlled substance, the bond is $2,000. Possession of drug paraphernalia, the bond is $1,000. Driving on a suspended driver's license, again, is $2,000, and then a resisting an officer is $1,000. The first one is based on a warrant guess Acadius. Oh, a warrant signed by Judge Hitzman on March 15th. Okay, do you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
I have an attorney.
Okay, who do you have?
Patrick Leduc, his name is.
You have a pending case right now?
I do, and it's in Pasco.
What is that for?
It's aggravated assault. I think there's going to be a resolution.
Okay. Do you know when your next court date is in Pasco?
It's next month, May something 14th.
Okay. All right. State, what else do you know?
There's failure to appears out of Fernando, August 2013, traffic, June of 2013, and I see arrest but no convictions.
Okay. I have an address for you on Norvell Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
About 14 years.
Do you have a job?
I do not.
All right. I am going to keep all the bonds the same, and we're going to see you back to court on May 7th.
Okay, thank you very much.
At 8:30 in the morning, okay? Let your attorney know when your court date is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Michael Schrober. Have your date of birth.
August 29th, 82.
You are here today for a violation of probation. It's based on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt on April 6th. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. And we will see you. We're going to keep it no bond. We'll see you back to court May 1st at 9 a.m., okay? Deval, stay.
Hello.
Can I have your date of birth?
8/10/1984.
Okay, you are here today for a domestic battery charge. I did find probable
Yes.
cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office?
Yes.
Okay. This might be a conflict because I appointed a co-defendant, so you might have to regional counsel. Just a heads up. Any prior record?
Yes, ma'am. 2005, possession of cocaine out of St. Pete, conviction. Burglary of conveyance, conviction 2011 in Hernando. Burglary of a conveyance, conviction, another 2011. It looks like 2 counts. I see the criminal registration out of that year. And that's what I have, Judge.
Okay. All right. I also have an address for you on Delaware Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you're living right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a job?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I do roofing.
Roofing? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and set your bond at $500. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Brian Kearney, okay? We'll see you back to court May 9th at 9 a.m.
Is it possible I can request the R?
No, I've already considered that. Based on your prior record, I'm not going to ROR you. Your bond's $500.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
I believe you said, was that Friday night? On that date, ma'am?
It's, May 9th at 9 o'clock. Thank you. Paul Silva.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can I have your date of birth?
8/31/1975.
Okay, we're here today for a domestic battery charge. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office?
Private attorney.
Who do you have?
It'll likely be Robert Morris.
Is that May 9th date? Is that a Hitzman date? Can we? Okay. All right, prior record?
Yes, ma'am. 2014 Hernando, conviction for child abuse. Probation violation from that. A resisting an officer, 2017, out of Hillsborough. Then I'm showing an arrest, October 2017, Palm Beach County. I don't know if that's still pending. And then October 2003, there was an arrest out of state for simple assault or battery, 2 counts, and resisting.
Okay. All right, I have an address for you on DeLeo Lane in Wikiwachi. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
3 years.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Commercial door and hardware installation.
Okay. All right, I'm going to order that you have no contact with Kimberly Kelly, okay? Do not have any contact with her whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email, do not have anyone else call, write, or email. If you see her out somewhere, you should turn around and go the other way. If she calls you, you should hang up the phone. Any way that you can imagine having contact with Miss Kelly, I forbid you from doing so. If you do have contact with her while this case is pending, you could be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case Miss Kelly wants to file an injunction against you. If she does file that injunction against you, you want to read it very carefully. It'll be very specific as to how many feet you need to stay away from her, her home, her vehicle, or anywhere else where she may frequent. We're going to see you back to court on May 2nd at 9 a.m.
Is it possible, ma'am, to get a lower bond?
Not at this time, but you can talk to your attorney about filing a motion with regard to that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, did we get everyone at the jail?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.